Hey, it's Jason Hornung here from JH Media. In this video, you're going to discover how to create a Facebook ad campaign. Now, the reason this is important for you is the strategy that you're going to learn here is what we've developed in our agency over the years, spending over $30 million profitably on Facebook ads. Many people have problems with setting up their ad campaigns properly, so I'm going to give you a quick 3-step process that you can use to structure your campaigns so you have the highest possible potential for profitability with your ads on Facebook. The first step in creating your Facebook ad campaign in a way that's going to give you the most profits is to map out your strategy. Very few people talk about this, and there's actually different strategies that you use depending on the business model that you have online. So what I've done here is I've actually modeled out 2 of the most common business models that we see online. And I've simplified them down to what we call a lead gen strategy and a direct to sale strategy. Now, in a lead gen type strategy, this is typical when people are selling some type of information online, where they're generating some kind of lead where they're sending people to an opt-in page and gathering their email address. And then after opting in, they redirect them to some sort of offer. That could be a video, it could be a sales page where we're making some type of offer to the person that is opted in to try to get them and buy. That will redirect to some type of cart, and then there's a thank you page after that. Direct to sale is going to be more of your e-com type models. So in this model, typically what happens is you drive the traffic to some type of product page, and then when they click over that, they go to the shopping cart, and then they hit the thank you page when they buy. So when you're developing out your strategy, what you want to do is you want to understand what your particular model looks like. And I always like to map it out like this so that I can visually see what it looks like and decide where I want to have different ads in my process to be able to create a campaign that's profitable. So no matter what you're going to do with either of these models, whether you're doing lead gen or direct to sale, you're always going to have some type of ad that's going to go straight to the top of the funnel. That's always your first ad. All right, now when we create these ads, we like to do 2 different types. Okay, so the first one is going to be a cold traffic ad. So these are going to be ads that are going out to audiences that have never engaged with you at all. They probably don't know your product. They've never been on your website. This is all cold traffic on Facebook. The second is going to be warm traffic. Now, these are audiences that have had some type of interaction with your company before. So if you already have a website, you've already been selling things, you could be creating audiences off of people that have visited your actual website. If you've been collecting email addresses already or buyers, and you have a list of those emails, you can upload those into Facebook and you can target those people. Those become warm traffic audiences. So we always like to have these 2 types of ads going out right into the top end of the funnel. Now, on top of that, with mapping out your strategy, one of the advantages to Facebook is they give you the ability to do what they call retargeting. Now, retargeting is when you can actually create audiences off of people that have engaged with your ads, they've engaged in your marketing funnel, they've been on your website in some way, shape, or form, and we can create another ad that brings them back into the fold and will increase your sales, increase your leads, and help you to make more money with your campaigns. Now, the reason we do that retargeting is very simple. Marketing works the best in repetition. So if you look at any of the studies out there, most of them show that over 80% of the sales that occur happen after the 7th contact. So if you're just relying on this front end ad traffic, you're going to miss out on a whole bunch of your sales. So the other thing that I like to do with all of our ad strategies that we map out for our clients is we like to implement what we call a non-buyer retargeting strategy. So in this lead gen funnel, how that would work is we'd want to create an audience off of people that have hit our offer page, but they did not hit the thank you page. So what that does is that creates a group of people that have seen your offer, but they have not bought. So now you've got your non-buyers here, okay? And you can then create an ad that goes out to those audiences, and you drive them right back to your cart page to try to get them to buy. Very, very simple. You can do the same exact strategy here in a direct-to-sale model. And when you add this non-buyer retargeting element to your overall ad strategy, it increases your profits, increases the results that you're getting, and makes your campaigns work really, really well. So that's step one, is to map out your strategy, and I gave you a couple of different things that you can do. You can get really creative with this. There's any number of different things you can do. Some of the stuff people do these days are using some of the bots and different things like that. You can drive people to your phone. There's any number of different ways that you can do this stuff depending on your business model and your objectives. This is going to give you a bare minimum to get things going and make things really well. All right, so then step two, once we've got this all figured out, now what we need to do is we need to create our ads and our targeting templates. So what you want to do now is you have to have a good understanding of who your ideal customer is so that you can create an ad that's going to attract that person and bring them here to get them to opt in if you're doing some kind of lead strategy, or get them to come here and buy your product, right? So there's a whole litany of different things that goes into that, which we're not going to get into in this particular video. Same thing with the targeting. Now it really boils down to you needing to understand your audience. Okay, so when you understand who you're going after, your ideal customer, then you can go out on Facebook and you can find out where they're hanging out online. And now you've got your targeting and you've got your ads put together to execute on this strategy. So the third and final step in this whole process is to then go ahead and implement all of this stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go to the screen, and we're going to walk you through how to take all of this information and set up an initial campaign so that you have everything structured properly to be profitable with your ads. All right, so I hopped over here into my Facebook ad account. This is one of our client accounts right here. And I'm going to walk you through how to go about just setting up that initial campaign. So what we simply do is we start by clicking this button right here that says Create Campaign. Now, here's where things are going to get to be somewhat confusing for most people. So while that thing is loading, I'll kind of talk through this real quick. There's going to be all of these different, what they call campaign objectives that you can choose from when you're creating your campaign. Now, what you'll want to do in starting off, if you're going to be doing one of the main business models that we talked about, either a lead gen or a direct-to-sale type strategy, then you're going to want to choose the option for conversions. And what that will do is that's going to allow Facebook to leverage your pixel data to help optimize your campaigns for you. And they're going to try to find the people that are going to have the highest probability of converting for your offer. So whether you're doing some kind of lead generation and you're trying to get them to convert into a lead and then turn them into a buyer, or you're just going direct to sale and you're trying to get someone to buy directly, they're going to help you with that. So that's right here in this campaign objective drop-down box. So what we're going to do, and what I recommend if you're either doing lead gen or direct to sale, is that you do all your initial campaigns using this conversions objective. Now we're just going to give our campaign a name. I'm going to call this test right now. The buying type, what you need to understand about this is you want to leave this at auction. Reach and frequency is a different type of way that you can do campaigns. It's a lot more advanced, and if you're just starting out, you're just trying to get things figured out, it's not the right option for you. All right, now within the Facebook campaign structure, we have a campaign, we also have an ad set, and then we have our ad level. Now the ad set, and I'm going to walk you through that next, is where we actually create our targeting and we set up all the different settings inside of the ad account, like our budget and stuff like that. And then the ad is where we actually put the ad. So I'm going to just call this test audience, and then I'm going to call, and I guess it's test audiencer, and I'm going to call this test ad. All right, and that's the beauty of doing live stuff. All right, so now I'm going to click the Save to Draft button, and it's going to do its little thing right here. And now what it does is it pulls up our settings that we just put in here for the campaign level. We don't need to change anything in that. There's nothing that we need to do. So we're going to click on this little test link over here, and that's going to take us into our ad set level that we created. Now, when you're setting up a conversion campaign, what you need to do is you need to set the conversion event that you want to optimize the campaign towards. And you're basically telling Facebook, hey, Facebook, I want you to go out and find people that are going to do this thing for me. So if you're going direct to sale, and this particular account that we're working on is an e-com client that's direct to sale, we're going to put the purchase option in here. If we're doing some kind of lead gen, then we're gonna optimize that to the lead. So this is already set up the way that we're looking for. Now I'm gonna bypass these two sections right here with the dynamic creative and the offer. That's not part of this video, and what these are advanced different things that you can use. You don't really want to be messing with that when you're initially setting up a first test campaign. Now here's where you can set your budget. So, if you go back to our, example, you can start as little as $5 a day budget on here. It's really up to you depending on your numbers and your metrics and your business model as far as, what you're going to do with your budgets and testing. So, but you can go as little as $5. You can go as high as $5,000 a day in an account. And, it's completely up to you what you want to do. You can schedule a different start date. You can schedule an end date. We're not going to do anything with that. We're just going to get this thing set up to go right away. And then here's where we can put in all of our different targeting options. So, if you're going to use a custom audience that you're going to target, you can enter that into here. You can exclude people, which is super cool. You can set in all the different countries that you're going to target, the age bracket, whether you're going after men or just women or all. You can put the audience, the specific interests that you want to target in here. So I'm just going to, just throw one in here for the heck of it. And that's just the first one that's there. Now you can also set your placements. Now this is where the ad is going to show on Facebook. So I would recommend that if you can use automatic. That's what Facebook also recommends, and that's just for when you're initially testing. You want to give Facebook the platitude that they have to, or as much platitude as you can, so that they can show your ads around and give you the most traffic so you can test things out quickly. Then down here, we can actually set some of these optimization and delivery sections here. We want to leave, when we're going for conversions, we want to leave this set to conversions. What I'll typically do is change this to 1-day click. We're going to leave our bid automatic in the get-go. Manual bidding is a more advanced strategy once you've got some of your things figured out. In the get-go, when we're first launching these initial campaigns, we want to give Facebook as much room as they can to do things. So then once we have all that set, then what we're going to do is we're going to click this button right here, and we're going to go to the ad section. Now what we want to do is I've got multiple fan pages, so I'm going to select the right one for this particular client. So you want to make sure if you have multiple fan pages that the page you want to advertise from is being selected properly here. Then we can come down here and they give us these options for the different types of ads. Now, when we're running our initial ads, and what we showed you in the, on the board is to use this type of ad right here, an ad with an image or video. So we're just going to do an image-based one. I'm going to click this select image button. And then what it'll do is it'll pull up your image library, and these are all images that you can upload into your account. I'm just going to select that one randomly, and I'm going to click confirm. That happens to be my car right there. Then you can put in all your information. So this is the website URL. This is where we're going to drive the traffic to. So this is the landing page that you want to put people on, whether that's your opt-in page, your product page. This particular client's one is called getf11.com. Oops. And if I would put the M, that would help. Now, this messenger setup, this is an extremely advanced thing. You don't want to be messing with that right away. That's where you can automate chat bots and things like that. That's something that you want to, play around with after you've already are starting to make money. It's an amplification thing that you can use to improve your results. This part where it says text, this is where you put in the post text of the ad that you wrote. So I've got some post text just sitting right here for an ad that I had put together. I'm going to pop that in there, format that right. The display link, that's that URL section, which just shows up down here. So if you leave it, if you don't put anything in there, it'll just pull it from your domain that you set up here for your website URL. So I'm just going to leave that as the default. Now the headline is that link headline area. So what I'm going to do is I had written up a link headline based on what we know about our ideal customer and what gets them to convert. So I'm going to copy that from over here, paste that into this section. And then we've got our newsfeed link description. That's where we do that little call to action. So I've got that. And then here's our call to action button. I'm going to change that to shop more because we're driving people straight to a product page to buy. And then down here, this is some advanced tracking stuff that you don't really need to concern yourself with unless you know about URL tracking and stuff like that. And in the get-go, you don't really need to use this, but it's some more advanced things that you can use once you really understand what you're doing with your advertising and your marketing funnel. Right? So that's it. That has the entire campaign, the ad set, and the ad all ready to go. Then what you can do is you can click this button to review the draft items, submit it up. It goes into the approval process with Facebook. And then what they do at that point is they'll either approve or deny your ad. More than likely they'll approve it. And then it'll start showing and you can run your tests and see if this works. After that, you can also start duplicating this out, doing different ads to different audiences, and set up your campaign according to the strategy that you developed. And that is how you go about putting up a Facebook ad campaign. All right, so if you found this video to be of value and you're interested in being able to have a huge advantage that will allow you to put together and scale Facebook ads that sell, then I got something super cool for you. So what I've done is I put together a free PDF that will walk you through our $1 million ad framework. This framework is what has produced all of the most profitable ads that we've ever done for our clients. In fact, we've had over 17 ads that have produced individually $1 million in sales each using this format. On this PDF, I'll walk you through all the different elements, and I'll actually give you an example of one of these ads that has produced $1 million, so you can see what all of the different elements are, and you can understand the ideas behind them, so you can model it into your own business. Now, what I'm also gonna do is take this one step further for you. On top of that PDF, I'm gonna give you a video that I call the Lazy Man's Guide to Targeting with Facebook Ads. This video will walk you through the exact steps that we go through with all of our huge successful clients to get the profit producing targets on Facebook so that you can use the ad framework that I'm going to give you to put out to audiences that have the highest probability of bringing you a return on your investment and allowing your campaigns to be successful. So if that's something that you're interested in getting, here's what you got to do. Just go ahead and click the link that we put in the description below. There might be one on the video, there might be one above the video or to the side of the video, you never know. There will be something on this page that you can click on that's gonna take you to a page of my website where you can enter your email, and I'm gonna send you that PDF along with that video so you can get a leg up and a huge advantage on starting your Facebook ad campaigns. I look forward to seeing your success. This is Jason Hornung to the Victor Belong the Spoils.